Hey everybody, what's up? I'm DJ Sixsmith. Welcome to Sit Down. The Good Lord Bird coming to Showtime October 4th. James McBride is the man who wrote the book originally. James, how are you?
Very good. Doing good. Thank you very much.
So James, I got to be honest with you. This is not a story that I was familiar with. And I think one of the best parts of this year is just becoming informed about stuff that has long been overlooked. It has been great that a show is going to give voice to your book. So what was it like seeing the final product?
It's like hitting the lottery. It's like winning it's like hitting the old numbers where you just walk down the street and get you $1,500 from the guy, Yeah, it was great. I mean, I thought Ethan and Joshua did wonderful work. I mean, they bonded during the course of the filming, and that really shows in the final product as well. It was a proud moment for me, to see it, really.
It's really awesome. And, just having watched the first episode, it's clear that John Brown is a flawed man. He's a complicated man, but he's clearly a man on a mission when it comes to being an abolitionist and eradicating slavery. So what were some of the things that you were thinking about when you were writing that character?
Well, I learned that he was a complicated guy. He was like John Shaft. He was a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman. No, not really. I mean, he was just he was someone who society had shunned after his death. In other words, people forgot him like 50 years after he died. But his work, lingered on for years and years. And that's why that song, mine eyes have seen the glory. Da, 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 da. The real lyrics for that are John Brown's body lies a moldering in the grave. He was captured at Harper's Ferry. So he was a mythic figure. And when I began to unearth all of these stories about him, I just said, I've got to figure out a way to write about him that would be funny, that would make people, hear his story and still feel some joy.
Yeah, where does that humor come from? Because that's something that pumps throughout your book and the show. What were the real big inspirations behind it?
Well, I if it's not funny, I get bored. I reach to a remote, buddy. I'm like everybody else. I'll put it this way: if my sister Rosetta can read it, anything's possible. So she's like, because she won't. I mean, she's a television hawk. So I just said, well, I got to make it so my sister Rosetta can read it.
I like it. You make it personal. That goes a long way. How about the whole religious aspect of this? Because John Brown is somebody that will go to any length and he will do it for his King of Kings and for God. So how did you think about religion in this whole conversation here when it comes to slavery?
Well, I had to be careful in part because I come from a very religious family too. But I thought he was interesting enough and he was kind enough as a person that you could go into his religiosity and not insult his memory. Because, people in church are really funny. Like the people in my church are really funny. I mean, they're funny not in a caricature way. They're just funny people. So I knew that, because you're dealing with religion, you don't want to make fun of, you don't want to do stereotypical dumb things. But on the other hand, church, when it's done right, with the right minister and the right congregation, is an awful lot of fun. So I just knew that he had to be, you had to communicate that he took the Bible literally. But in taking it literally, did he take it too far? In some cases, he certainly did.
Yeah, I really like how you played with that. And then lastly, I just want to finish here. There's a line in the show and from your book, America will never be at peace until it is dealt with slavery. Why is this show so important right now, given everything going on in the world?
Well, it's timely now, in part because we have revealed a cancer that has been eating away at us for 400 years. And finally, it's out in full. And all of us are trying to figure out ways to fix it. That's something that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. And I think that's one of the reasons why we should celebrate John Brown. And I think he'd be pleased to see that we're trying very hard to figure out ways to talk to each other without making each other angry and doing stupid things to each other.
No question about it. James, really nice to meet you. Great piece of work. Thanks so much and best of luck. All right, man?
Thank you very much. It's nice talking to you.